Really quick, before we start the video, if you guys don't know, here on the channel, very soon, we're starting Season 2 of our webcomic dub, which is crazy exciting. This is a project we've been working on for over 3 years. We just finished Season 1, and we're starting Season 2. Voice acting, music, sound effects, it's gonna be amazing, but we can't do it without your help, and over on Patreon, we're less than $100 away from releasing 2 chapters every single week, which would be absolutely insane. We'd be catching up with Season 3 in no time, and what's super cool about Patreon is there's so many different kinds of cool rewards. So for example, this video was actually sponsored by a $20 patron, suggested by them. They wanted to see me talk about lore in Tower of God, so if you want to become a patron and check out the Patreon and support the channel, link is in the description down below. We all know that Jahad is the ruler of the tower, the head honcho, king of the entire tower, every single floor. He's the guy, he's the head honcho, but what most people may not realize is there are actually 3 other head honchos, 3 rulers that were chosen by Jahad to rule over the tower sort of in his stead when he's not there. They handle all the administrative tasks and business stuff, all the things that Jahad can't really handle. And it's so fascinating because these 3 rulers are some of the most mysterious characters in Tower of God. So today, we're gonna break them down, talk about them, and see what we know. The 3 lords. These mysterious overlords of the tower, chosen every 1,000 years to represent Jahad, who right now is just kind of chilling. We know that he's recently started to do a couple more things, but these 3 are sort of like Jahad in his stead. They represent Jahad, and it's so fascinating because everything that Jahad does relates to the number 3, right? And it's so fascinating that these 3 lords kind of connect to the 3-eyed symbol of Jahad. Everything that has to do with Jahad ends up coming back to the number 3, which is so fascinating. Everything from orders to rulers, it's so cool. We happen to know a little bit about these rulers, so we're gonna break them down, talk about what we do know. Every single one of them is so fascinating, and despite them never being mentioned in the story, SIU has talked about them in his blog posts. And I gotta say, these characters are fascinating. The first current ruler is Malik 1 PGR. And it's a crazy weird name, but it sort of means that he's the Lord of Malik, or from Malik, right? He's basically somebody who came from this place called Malik, Lord of Malik, and he is the oldest of the current 3 rulers, and he's sort of a conservative ruler, so he kind of wants the tower to stay the way it is. We don't know anything about his background. This is actually probably the most mysterious member of the 3 rulers, Malik. I'll just call him Malik for now. We don't know if he's from one of the 10 great families. We don't know if he's just a regular person who got some power. We don't know if he's even powerful in combat. But we do know that he must be trusted by Jahad as he is the eldest ruler. He doesn't necessarily have the most authority per se, but because he is the eldest, I can see the others sort of looking up to him, respecting him, and I feel like if we ever do meet these rulers, he would probably be the most intimidating. His conservative mentality that the tower shouldn't change, right? And the fact that his background is completely unknown, like the other 2 rulers who are also mysterious, makes Malik 1 PGR a complete mystery. This guy is interesting. I really want to find out more about him, like where is Malik, right? I don't know, Malik is fascinating. The second ruler of the tower is Juchon, and unlike Malik, he's actually a progressive lord, and he believes that people should advance to the next floor quicker than they currently do, which is fascinating. I believe I'm reading that right. A lot of this information, again, is coming from the wiki, which come from SIU's blog posts. Of course, I'll link the wiki page in the description, but it's really interesting because apparently Juchon is a bit more of a partier guy. He's a bit more of a friendly person from what I can tell than Malik. Apparently it's rumored that he's a drinking buddy of Yurik Mazzino, which would be kind of interesting. You know, I feel like if we do meet a ruler first, it would probably be this guy. I can see him being a little bit more friendly to the regulars, especially with his progressive beliefs, right? And he's an alcohol lover, and probably the most fascinating aspect of Juchon, the most fascinating part of his character that we know, is he is actually the son of Ari Han. Ari Han is the ruler of the Ari family, one of the 10 great families. We haven't met that many characters from the Ari family in the current story, but this guy is one of his sons. That is super fascinating. This also tells us he's probably very strong in combat. We don't really know how these rulers are selected per se. We don't know if all of them are necessarily powerful, but we can assume that they are, and this guy certainly has to be. He's from one of the 10 great families, a direct descendant, the son of Arihan. That blew my mind, and the fact that he's a drinking buddy of Yurik Mazzino makes me want to see him even more. The third ruler of the tower, the final current ruler, is Flux, the Magician. His nickname is the Magician, which already tells you this guy's gotta be a badass. The thing about Flux, unlike Malik, is even though Malik's backstory and background is very mysterious, no one has ever seen Flux. Maybe aside from Jahad, we don't know, but Flux, in a way, his mysterious nature stems differently than Malik. We don't know where Malik came from, but we know a bit of Malik's personality. We know next to nothing about who Flux is as a person, except for the fact that he was artificially created. His master, Mixeth, there may be different translations in the current webcomic, but for now I'm calling him Mixeth, is the master of the workshop. He's actually the one that created the workshop, and he's a weapons crafter. He's very famous, right? And Flux is known as the first disciple of this guy. And apparently, Mixeth, his master, created him, along with a bunch of other beings. We don't know, maybe they're like cyborg people, maybe they are straight up human-like, or some kind of species of the tower. We don't really know, but we do know SIU has confirmed that he is artificially created, which is completely fascinating. So yeah, I don't know, Flux the Magician. Like, this guy I can also see being very eerie, mysterious, and powerful. If he ever comes into the picture, I would be sweating bullets, that's for sure. So the question is, how are these three rulers going to come into play? We know there are events happening currently in the story that I won't spoil. Are they going to arrive and make some kind of a difference, or maybe we'll see them eventually in some kind of meeting, or Jahad will call upon them? We don't really know, but we do know the only thing we know about these three characters is their mysterious nature. These guys are total mysteries, unlike other aspects and lore involving the tower where we know some decent information and some background. These guys are shrouded in mystery, and I cannot wait to find out more about them in the story. Hey guys, Future Joe here, just popping in to say that I did get a couple of facts wrong in this video and wanted to address them here at the end. First of all, these three lords take turns ruling every 1,000 years, so they're not chosen every 1,000 years, they take turns ruling every 1,000 years. And the current ruler is Malik PGR. He is the ruler who is in charge while Jahad is chilling and all that stuff, and in the next 1,000 years, the new ruler will take over and they take turns. It's like a cycle. So I didn't really portray that properly, and I didn't really realize that, so I want to address that. And also, Malik PGR is in fact a great warrior. This is something I completely missed. I don't know how I missed this, but he is ranked number 12 as far as high rankers go, and apparently he used a giant halberd, which is super sick. So this makes me want to see him even more in combat. And then as far as Flux goes, he is actually an owner of an opera. An opera is the most powerful and potent lighthouse in existence. There's only 3 of them. We know that Repelista has one, and then Flux has one, which probably implies that he's a light bearer, but we don't know. Regardless, I wanted to let you guys know that before ending the video to clear up anything in case you were confused. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Like I said at the beginning, this video was made possible by a patron over on Patreon. If you become a $20 patron, you can also suggest a video, so if you're interested, link is in the description down below. Let me know what you think about the 3 rulers in the comments down below. Make sure to shinsu smash that like button, and I will see you guys in the next Tower of God video.